if we leave it as it is,
Right.
we will have to find approximately 290 volunteers to sit on school boards. That's not going to work. In this case, we set up an MOU or an understanding agreement between the ministry and the PTA, which prescribes how that relationship will work and how we will have participation from parents to improve our system of education.
Okay, you did a lot of background about the ruling and consultation and all that, but it sounds like this change is coming as a result of inferences from the ruling. Could you clear that up for me? Like, why this change? No. Just so I understand.
Yeah. If you go back to the origin, which is 1996,
Right.
it was proposed to have boards at schools then.
Right.
The promise has gone through since 1996, and nothing in that area has been done, which actually facilitated the ruling because there was a promise that boards would be in place. The ruling then stated, well, in the absence of those boards, we will assume the PTAs to be those boards. So we have to correct that matter so that we can actually engage in teacher transfers, because at presently, the collective bargaining agreement and contracts with teachers set out that the ministry can do it, when in fact now they can't. So it makes the process simpler.
Okay.
Because I didn't see the Supreme Court's ruling, but surely the word consult doesn't mean that you have to take instructions from the PTA. I mean, you are the body that runs the school. The parents or the PTA don't have the qualifications to do all these things. Aren't you broadening this ruling by the PTA or by the courts beyond what they may have meant?
No, actually I'm doing the reverse. Under the court's ruling, we were forced to accept PTAs as boards. When I talked about the implications with regards to the financial management and the maintenance and the safety and all of those features, which they don't do because the ministry does it now, this would be a paradigm shift, making things far more difficult to administer, to maintain, and more importantly, Charles, to have accountability. By making this change, we are finally bringing into correction something that was intended to have been done in 1996.
So are you in fact, and I mean this is the nicest possible way to tell the Supreme Court to butt out?
No, I'm not telling the Supreme Court to butt out. I am actually taking the Supreme Court's ruling and providing the consultation that is required by the Supreme Court ruling so that we can then amend the Act to make our efficiency far more effective in the delivery of education to our children. Because until we meet that requirement, every action we do can be challenged in court if we've not done consultation. Consultation means we've met the Supreme Court requirement.
Why did you choose Cedar Bridge as the one school that we left alone?
Cedar Bridge already has a board structure. It was constructed that way actually before I got there, and I think in seeing how it is administering its affairs right now, there's no need to make any change. You have a puzzled look.
On another matter, when are you going to bring Dr. Hagan to the meeting?
Let me finish this one first. Then we'll do that. Let me let Tarai seal. Are you done?
No.
Then let.
Listen, here's my problem. Okay, teachers marched, they went to court, they had a problem with not being consulted. The court made a ruling, and it's like you're coming with all these inferences from the ruling. Like, I'm not clear
Okay.
why you're changing what you're changing. I mean, what's all of this? What's teacher transfers got to do with boards, millions of dollars, and maintenance? You understand what I'm asking you?
Last year, no, I'm going to help you. Last year, we moved over 100 teachers without issue.
Right.
Those were voluntary and involuntary transfers.
Right. And then Victor Scott had a problem.
The school principals were the issue, and that's when the case began.
Right.
This year, we went to move voluntary and involuntary transfers of teachers,
Right.
and it was challenged.
Right.
And based on the court's ruling, we stopped.
Okay.
Because it didn't make sense going back to court and putting education through a whole ringer unnecessarily because we did not consult. The public consultation now puts our foundation back in order so that we can move to correcting the administration of the schools in the manner that it should be.
That's where I'm confused. I mean, you go back to this word consult.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to me like you're not consulting, you're taking direction from the PTA, which I would not feel is very well.
Okay, I understand where I'm confusing you. The public consultation is not with the PTAs.
Alone.
The public consultation is with parents, PTAs, and the community. It's open. Well, the confusion will come if we look at it as just looking to the parents within the school. It's open to anyone within the community, and we're looking for full participation so that we get the best consultation process before we develop what will be the finished position, because we will develop that position after the consultation has been done. What we've done is we laid out the two positions that we have. I've indicated the one I prefer, and that's where the consultation begins.
Thank you. If you wish to meet with the minister afterwards and go over it, I know that some people have some things to do. Trevor, did you have a question?
He has a question on my friend Dr. Heatley.
You're ready, sir.
You are well then rule the question one more time.
When are you going to present Dr. Heatley to the media, sir?
Dr. Heatley will be brought before the media at a time that I'm comfortable with once he begins the full implementation of his strategic plan. He has already begun work. I have seen his plan. I'm very pleased with his plan. I've already asked that he be prepared to come to cabinet to explain it in detail so that all of the ministers around the table can understand where education is going to go, and more importantly, how will we facilitate the correction and the completion of that transformation process. Once that's done, then I fully plan to have Dr. Heatley before the public so that they can then get a grasp of what he's planning to bring for the development and the completion of the transformation of our system.